Welcome to another episode of the Bottom of the Stream Movie Show. My name is Adam.
My name is Nick. Welcome back aboard the Streamboat, where we are on a never-ending mission to search the Netflix stream for some hidden gems.
We are indeed. That's what we do. And we've gone very deep this week.
Yeah, I mean...
Right down to the bottom of the stream.
Deep cut.
Deep cut. Because this week, Robin picked us a movie called Spaced Out. It's called Spaced Out in the UK. It's called Out of Time in the Americas.
Right.
It was released in 1979.
Wow.
It was rated X or 18.
Okay.
Still to this day. It runs for 1 hour and 17 minutes. And it's currently rated at 4.4 out of 10 on IMDb. From 600 reviews in 45 years.
What's that, a review per year?
Not many.
Can't bother to work it out.
This film stars a guy called Barry Stokes. He plays Ollie, or Oliver. He was pretty much a solid TV actor in the 70s.
Okay.
Did lots of like all the big TV shows like Minder and all that sort of thing. But he retired in 1975 due to illness and hasn't worked since.
What, you retired before this movie came out?
No, in 85, sorry. Retired in 1985 due to illness.
Right, why do I have to see his ball sack?
Don't know. But you have.
Yeah.
That's something you've seen now. You could never not see it again. Also stars a guy called Tony Maiden. He plays Willie, because of course he does.
Of course.
He, as a child, he was in The Adventures of Black Beauty, the TV show. He did the whole first series of that. And then he didn't really work much after that, and unfortunately killed himself in the year 2004 in Spain. He jumped off the roof of a hotel in Spain in 2004.
Dark.
Yeah, dark. Shame. Real shame. And also, for some reason, the third credited actress in this is Gloria Annen. She plays Kozia.
Yeah.
She retired in 1985 to become a casting agent.
Okay.
And then died of diabetes in 2017. Written by a guy called Andrew Payne. He is credited with 11 episodes of Minder. Wrote 11 episodes of Minder. And is credited as the creator of Pie in the Sky. Remember that?
Vaguely. Is that
like
Richard Griffith?
Yeah. It's like
Is he a chef?
Chef come private detective.
Yeah, something like, cause it was like a Sunday evening BBC thing, wasn't it?
Yes. He created that.
Right.
And then he also wrote 11 episodes of Midsummer Murders. So for some reason, he only wrote 11 episodes of anything.
Oh, right, that's it. He was like, I'm out.
I'm done after 11.
Yeah, peaked.
There's a co-writer on this as David Speechley, but this is his only credit. Nothing else about him on there at all.
Sounds like a made-up name.
It does. And the director is a guy called Norman J. Warren, who at the time of this movie's release was quite a cult horror director.
Okay.
He made a lot of like B-movie British horror movies. He's still regarded as like one of the masters of British horror.
Okay.
But then for some reason decided to go into bawdy, sexy romps and made a few of those.
It was the 70s.
Yeah. He died in 2001.
Okay.
No, 2021.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, that's it. That's what I've got on this movie.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a strange one, this.
Let's get into it.
Shall we? Have you got a one-word review?
Grubby.
Yeah. What, is that how it made you feel afterwards? Or?
Yes. And during.
And after.
And it's also a description of every male in this movie, every male character in this movie.
It really is. Just a word of warning, if you are going to watch this movie, make sure you watch it with the curtains closed.
Yeah.
Because what you are watching is basically 70s pornography.
And
not porn as we know it today, because porn is a very different thing now than it was in the 70s. But in the 70s, this would have been porno. This was never played on British TV until 2008.
Am I crazy to say? Well, my reaction to that is why? Why was it paid in 2008?
I don't. It was released on DVD in 2008.
Do you think it was like British a cult? TV. Oh, no one's ever. We can't get hold of this movie.
Probably. My biggest question about this movie is why is it on Netflix, and did Netflix know that it's there?
Yeah, 100%.
Because
which is what I alluded to in the wave. Why? Why is this here?
Why is it on Netflix?
Yeah,
there's a story here, but there's nothing. I've only got 5 pages of notes. It's going to be a very quick episode.
There's nothing to this movie story-wise. It's
made for grubby men to watch whilst they're enjoying themselves. It wasn't made to be watched as a movie.
Is it, right, completely crazy for me to say it's a good thing that you now have like a porn industry online, because it means movies like this don't
get made anymore. Yeah, maybe that's the good thing the internet's done.
That's actually like, this is skirting around trying to be a movie.
Yeah.
Hiding that it's just a...
There's nothing hardcore here.
No.
This is softcore pornography, but that's what porn was in the 70s.
Yeah.
Should we just get into it and tell these people what happens in this movie?
What she said, yeah.
Are we getting into that sort of stuff? Where's this film start, Nick?
There's some credits over what I can only say is like a painted backdrop of the sky with some planets, and I mean it would make Monty Python's Flying Circus look good.
Yeah, it was basically a blue square with 3 circles in it.
Yeah.
And then the credit sequence rolled.
The synth on this
it's very 70s.
Like, there's about I don't know, say there's a minute's worth of music as the credits roll in.
Yeah.
I felt like that, one of the reasons that this movie just did my head in so much was like that same minute of looping synth pretty much plays through this whole movie.
Yeah.
And this movie's an hour and 17 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's just got this loop of the same bit of music over and over again. Yeah. Whilst everyone's talking and the movie's going on. It's like... it's a real, like, time capsule, and not in a good way, this movie.
Yeah. I feel like we say this a lot when we get to old movies. But it's like... Why did it exist in the first place? Because...
This would have been in a grubby late night movie theatre.
Yeah.
This would have been on probably for years, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100%. There's reviews online of people comparing this to films like the Carry On movies or the Confessions of a Window Cleaner style movies, and it isn't that, because they've at least got like slapstick humour or something going on that's funny as well. This isn't funny.
No,
this is just.
But one of my questions was going to be to you: was this ever funny?
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it's made to be funny. I think it's made to be watched in a grubby late night movie theatre. I mean, it's definitely not in the style of... I was expecting to be like bawdy, campy...
His tongue's not in cheek,
Carry On movie. The tongues are very much not in cheeks. Tongues are in other places. I was expecting it to be Carry On camping style, Confessions of a Window Cleaner style, 70s comedy.
Yeah.
And it is not what it is. It's 70s pornography.
Yeah.
So after the credit sequence, we meet a couple. They pull over in a car. This is Ollie and Prue.
Yeah, Prudence.
I'll
give you straight away. He's a nerd.
Yep.
Uptight, glasses wearing nerd.
Yeah.
She's prude.
Prue the prude.
Prudence.
Yeah. But he's a bit horny as well. He's trying.
Oh, he's been trying for years.
He's been trying. They're engaged. They're going to get married. They're just about to move in together. He's trying it on. He keeps grabbing her leg, and she's not having any of it. She keeps talking about curtains.
Yeah, she's like, save it till we're married.
Yeah. So he tells her he's really frustrated, but she's not having any of it until they get married. Then we cut randomly to a spaceship in the sky.
Yeah. It's in trouble.
Yep.
It's like smoke. Things are smoking.
The navigation equipment
alarms
is out,
going
apparently.
off.
Yeah. Then we cut back to
they say, oh, look, if we have to land, our nearest planet is over there. And it turns out it's Earth, basically.
I have got a fact about this movie that I've forgotten to tell you at the beginning. I don't know if you know this or not. The jukebox has a voice.
Yeah.
In the UK version, it's just a guy.
Yeah.
In the American version, it's Bob Saget.
No way.
Yeah.
That's random.
Miramax brought this movie from the UK and released it in the United States.
Wow.
And Harvey Weinstein apparently didn't like the voice of the jukebox. So he asked Bob Saget to dub it.
But he likes the movie. That explains
That's Harvey Weinstein for you. So it was one of Miramax's first purchases when they first launched.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, Bob Saget does the voice of the jukebox.
Wow.
So we cut back down to the park. We meet a different man. This is Cliff, I believe his name was.
Yes, this is like a bit middle-aged gentleman walking his dog.
Walking his dog in the park.
And he literally, the first line he says is like, I must do something about my sex life.
Yep. Exactly how you just delivered it as well.
Dialogue.
And he watches this couple arguing in their car, who we met earlier, through the trees. He's kind of like, not perving on them, but just kind of wondering what's going on, what they're talking about. Then, for some reason, Prue gets out of the car and he hallucinates that she's in a bra and knickers.
Yeah.
Because he's horny, and that's what happens. And then she's not. And then we got back to the ship. and the ship decides it needs to land somewhere.
Yeah, to do repairs.
And the only place they can land is this park in rural England somewhere.
Did you notice as well that there were 2 different spaceships?
There's at least 4 different spaceships.
But like, as in the design's totally different.
Completely. Now, I know the reason why of this as well.
I thought you might.
That footage of the exterior shots of the spaceships was stolen from Space 1999.
Okay.
And so there's also some stolen shots from Star Wars in there.
Okay.
Because they were being filmed at the same location.
So they've just
stolen footage.
Yeah,
it literally says on IMDb the footage was stolen from Star Wars and from Space 1999.
Yeah. So you keep seeing exterior shots of this spaceship,
which never looks the same twice. It never looks the same twice.
Fucking hell! What a shambles!
They literally apparently stole the footage.
Incredible.
So then we cut to another man in this park. He's in I've written bus stop, but I don't think it was a bus stop. I think it was like a seating area in the park.
And this guy is like nerd, mullet,
young,
glasses. He's supposed to be really young, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to say over age. But
to me, he looked 45.
Yeah, 100%. He wasn't. I couldn't find an age on there for him, unfortunately. But I think he was supposed to be playing... It's worrying if he was supposed to be playing younger than 18 because of what happens to him in this movie. So I'm going to say he's playing an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
But I genuinely do think he's probably playing it younger.
And this is the character of Willie.
This is Willie.
And he's got...
some pornography.
Yeah,
he's got porno mags.
He's got some jazz mags.
Raz mags. One's called Busters, and it's just got pictures of boobs in it.
And I'm like, maybe this is watching it with the modern lens on, but I'm like, how is this ever okay? He just whacks it out and starts in the park, broad daylight.
Yeah,
gets a magazine, and he just starts going to town on himself.
On Willie, yeah, he does. In the middle of the park.
Yeah.
I've written, starts enjoying himself.
That's not okay.
Of course it's not okay. I don't think it was okay in the 70s, if I'm honest. But
well, is it supposed to be funny?
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck?
Why is this guy masturbating in a park? Then there's a really bright light. So all of the 4 people that we've met so far go off to investigate. They kind of come together, don't they?
Yeah.
And that's a wrong turn of phrase to use in this movie. But they go off to investigate what this bright light is because suddenly it's dark.
Yeah.
Which is explained by Ollie as it's got so bright that it's gone dark, is what he actually said. I
mean, I was almost like, well, at least they've tried to explain why the rest of this movie is filmed at night.
Yeah, when it was like broad daylight 2 seconds earlier.
Yeah, these like, oh, I've heard of this scientific phenomenon. It's
got so bright it's gone dark.
Yeah, whatever light it is, it's so light it's caused the surrounding atmosphere to go dark.
Your impression of Ollie is wonderful. That sounds just like him. So these 4 people, they approach the ship in inverted commas because what this actually was scaffolding covered in plastic polythene.
Yeah, with a few disco lights.
With some disco lights. One of them even says, "Is it a mobile disco?"
Yeah.
So I think they're like alluding to the fact. And then instead of like, why is there a spaceship landed in the park? They were like, let's go in and have a look. So they climb the ramp and go into the spaceship. As soon as they get in, there's a door. Prudence gets pulled in through the door.
She does, into a room on her own.
Yep. And this turns out to be the observation room. So the aliens have cameras in there. And the aliens, incidentally, are all female.
Of course they are.
There's 3 of them, 4 of them.
3
of them.
Yeah.
They are all female, so they're going to examine Prudence now. The rest of them starts to argue and bicker and moan about each other.
The 3 dudes are,
Willie wanders off on his own.
He does.
I'm not going to be able to not giggle every time I say Willie. I apologise. It's my immaturity showing through. And he wanders into a bedroom. And then a lady with a gun comes in.
Just before that. So just while they're still doing all the observations and stuff, it becomes obvious that our alien ladies are unfamiliar with men.
Yes, they've never seen men or know what men are before.
And I never thought I would write words such as this, but I have written a line which is spoken in this movie at one of this point, and one of the aliens, I can't remember which one, says, "What's wrong? Well, what's wrong with these 3? They have no mammary projections."
Yeah, that's the line that's said. That's actually said a few times. They call them the flat chests, the men, don't they?
They do, yeah. Anyway. Yes, Willie has wandered off.
Willie's wandered off. He's wandered into a bedroom area.
Yeah.
One of the female aliens comes in. This is Partha.
She's like the engineer.
Yeah. She's got a gun. She points the gun at him, starts searching him. She feels him up, feels him down.
She frisks him. She says, have you got a weapon down there?
Yes. What is this? I can feel.
Yeah.
And then his pornography that he's hidden in his jacket falls onto the floor.
Yeah.
She finds the pornography.
And she's like, what is this? Is this a sport?
Yeah, she can't figure out what's going on because it's all obviously sex pictures. This is where it's revealed that they don't really have men on their planet.
No.
They discuss the anatomy of a male
at
this point. And then she jumps on him. She wants to play this sport because he's confirmed that it is a sport because he's embarrassed and shy. And Willie's like a nerdy, shy, embarrassed guy. And then that gets interrupted. He thinks he's about to get his end away. He gets all excited.
Skipper
is the captain
lead
of the
alien.
ship.
She calls through on the intercom and says, bring that specimen back up to the observation deck.
Yes. So then he gets put in the observation room with all the others. And obviously he's fallen in love straight away. He's like fawning over this girl he's just met. He's fallen in love with her.
The other two men, Ollie and is it Cliff, the dog walker?
Yeah.
They're now awful to Prudence.
Yeah, they both tell her to shut up.
Yeah, wench, basically.
Yeah, which Prudence does stand up for herself. She says, "Ollie, I hate you. I want to leave you. I'm done with you."
Yeah, breaking off the engagement.
Yeah,
but he doesn't listen. He's that dismissive of her. It doesn't go in because him and Cliff are still arguing about who should have her.
Yeah,
essentially,
because 70s.
Yeah.
Then Skipper comes in, the lead alien. She tells them to behave, and they will be unharmed.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not there to harm anybody. But if you behave badly, I'll end you.
Yeah,
is their line. I mean, she takes them to the hospitality room.
She does, yeah.
Which is basically a bar.
I'd have been all right spending a couple of hours in there.
Fine.
I think
it was like comfy. One of the beanbags was amazing. It was massive.
Was it the biggest beanbag you've ever seen in your life?
100% was the biggest bean. It was bigger than Cliff.
Enveloped him.
It did.
It looked so comfortable.
It did. Prue's still trying to talk to Ollie. Ollie's trying to avoid her. And then there's loads of cows outside the ship because that's funny. Cause they're like
because the aliens are like, we're being surrounded
by aliens and
we're
by
being
Earthlings. Yeah, it's just some cows.
And that's why the aliens go, well, we need to take off.
Yeah, we need to leave.
Taken out.
So they landed to fix their ship, but now they're not going to fix their ship. They're just going to leave again.
Which the computer, is this disembodied computer voice, does tell them. It says, you've not done anything. The computer's going to... We've only got a few hours left and the ship's going to explode.
Yeah.
But the aliens don't listen to their computer.
They never do. So it takes off again. Then they get some food brought in.
By an alien on roller skates.
Yes.
Because roller skates, because the 70s.
Because 70s. This is Kozia. She's like navigation woman, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
But she's also roller skating waitress.
So yeah, aliens can fly between galaxies, but also like roller skates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The ship's computer then...
All the men think she's hot. They just like, they stop and they're like, oh,
she's amazing. Willie falls in love with her.
They're like literally like rubbing their legs, Vic Reeves style.
Yeah, 100%. It's then revealed by the ship's computer to Skipper that the cargo they were carrying has been destroyed.
Yeah,
we don't know how. It's just been destroyed.
Presumably in the landing.
So what they need to do is sell the aliens that they've just captured. These four people. Then the alien lady people discuss the porn that they found, and like because they were looking at the porn magazines because they've never seen male anatomy before.
The new plan is to sell these specimens to a zoo
because they are men and they've never met men, and so what they need to do first is examine the men,
run a load of tests,
run some tests
like mental, physical, and combat tests.
So they go off to do that, whilst Skipper goes off to do some fencing practice against a disembodied one-arm robot,
and Willie is thirsty, so he busts open a bottle of like alien wine.
Yeah, gets a bit tipsy. Cliff then tries it on with Prue.
Yeah, is
right
line
in front of Ollie.
His line being, "You're not as bad looking as I thought."
Yeah,
that's his effort.
Line.
Yeah.
Then we meet the jukebox for the first time.
Sure.
There's a will, it's a jukebox in there.
Which is, it's intelligent life. It's an intelligent life.
AI.
Just happens to be in the form of a
jukebox.
Will, it's a jukebox.
It's a bit like Holly from Red Dwarf, I guess, or the toaster from Red Dwarf as well. He's an analysis machine. So you put money in him and he will answer any question and be able to analyse any situation.
Sure.
So they get given some coins because British, obviously, Earth coins don't work. So they get given a pile of coins. And Willie starts asking it about love and all this. And it's just silly. Then Partha comes in and she takes Ollie off for his examination.
And so Cliff is taken away as well.
Yes.
And Willie's sad because he's been left again.
Yeah. So Partha goes off with Cliff and Skipper goes off with... No, Partha goes off with Ollie and Skipper goes off with Cliff because she's going to do some combat training.
Yeah.
So they do Ollie does a maths style quiz.
Yes.
So it's like an intelligence test. And Cliff gets the crap beaten out of him by Skipper.
Yeah.
Which is like a combat test. And they both fail.
And then we cut to the third alien, Kozia.
Yeah.
She does a dance.
Yeah.
Then the screen cuts and she's suddenly naked.
Yeah.
And then she explodes.
Yeah.
And then we go back into the narrative.
Yeah, and she's fine then. She's in the rest of the movie.
It's just like a boob break.
Yeah. It probably was. So we've not given him any porn for a while. Then they switch. So then Cliff goes off and Ollie goes off to do the combat training.
Yeah, and they both fail again.
Yeah. Cliff is now trying it on with Partha, who's the engineer alien, because he couldn't get Prue.
They've just decided that these men are worthless because they failed these tests.
Yeah.
And just as Partha is taking Cliff presumably back to the hospitality room, he just kisses her.
Yeah, he tries it on with her.
And she's like, oh, what's that?
What is that?
Teach me more.
Then Skipper comes in and takes Willie away because she wants to do some combat training on him. And she keeps trying to attack him, and then this is a little bit of slapstick in this movie.
He basically, Johnny English style, wins the fight.
She misses because he ducks.
He has to go and tie his shoelace. And
he eventually ends up knocking her out without even realising he's done it. Then Willie gets taken for his bio scan.
Yeah.
So she wants to do some sort of bio scan on him with Cassia. Cassia's now back now. She's fine. She wants to do some measurements.
Sure.
So to do the measurements, he needs to take off his pants.
He does.
Which he does.
Eventually.
And he lets her do some measurements on his measurement area.
And she's like, oh, this is strange.
Yeah, because
it keeps growing.
It's 2 inches. Oh, no, it's 3 inches. 6 inches? And her eyes all light up. It's like, wow. And he explains why this is happening.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, am I a suitable partner? And meanwhile, Cliff and Partha are getting it on.
Yep.
And it's just full on romping around.
Yeah, both naked, boobs everywhere, bums everywhere.
Yeah. I'm questioning my life choices at this point.
Same. I'm questioning whether we should just stop doing the podcast at this point. Have we come to its natural conclusion?
This is like, what's the value in this movie?
Yeah.
What is the value in my life?
Yeah, 100%.
What?
The computer, the voiceover computer thing keeps reporting that the ship's got issues.
Yeah.
The skipper's having a meltdown because she's just been beat up by a
she's never lost a fight before.
Yeah. Partha then wants to keep Cliff as tired. She wants to keep going. Apparently they've done it 8 times.
Yeah. The computer in the background says the bioscan is malfunctioning.
Yeah.
But no one listens to it. So no one hears it.
Yeah. Nobody's listening to this computer all the way through. 8 times is too much for Cliff, so he eventually runs away from her.
Stumbles away
and gets away. And meanwhile, we cut back to Willie and Kozia, and they're kind of basking in the aftermath of what they've just been up to. Yeah. Willie's fallen madly in love with her now.
And the bioscan regurgitates its results.
Yes, it does. The captain and the computer have an argument about what's going on with the ship. She's not interested.
And the bioscan says Willie has got one of the most advanced bodies in the universe.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course. Pigeon-chested little man that he is.
Weed of a man, yes. He looked like a young Jim Davidson.
Oh, God. No
Which
one
is
that.
That is exactly why you should not be interested in this guy. Then they start talking about how they do their reproduction on their planet.
Yeah.
And we get introduced to what I've written down as a dildo chair.
Dick chair.
Dick chair.
Yeah.
It's a dick chair. That sounds like a New Zealand person saying dick chair.
Let's have a day on the beach on a dick chair.
Oh, I think it's too hot, Nick. We need to stop. Anyway, the ladies sit on this chair and they are penetrated from below by the dick.
Yeah, I don't know how this led to reproduction. We never got into the details.
It's just sets up a funny joke for later.
The science was not explained.
Yeah. Kozia then sends Willie to go and see Partha for an intelligence test.
Yeah. And he accidentally passes. Because he like repeats something that the jukebox had said to him earlier.
Yeah.
Which is the answer to Partha's question.
Yeah.
So they now think he has got this amazing body and
super intelligent.
And he's a combat expert.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's the pinnacle of man.
Sure.
This weedy little guy. He then, when he gets there, he kisses Partha.
Yeah.
And then instantly wants to know if he was as good as Cliff was. He asks her that question. Meanwhile, Ollie's back in the bar/hospitality room getting advice from a jukebox.
Sure.
And it's basically telling him to be more like a caveman.
Yeah, the jukebox...
He's trying to get Prue back,
whatever planet the jukebox was from, it was certainly also a planet that was stuck in the 70s.
Yeah, it was from
the
planet
advice
1970s.
is basically, go caveman, tell her what's happening, grab her by the hair and have your way with her, essentially, is the advice he gets.
And he tries that, and she says, look, you look stupid, what are you doing? This is not you. And then Cliff interrupts him because he wanders back in, he's exhausted, he flops down onto this giant beanbag and just falls asleep. And then we get to a scene of Willie and Partha, now that they're now rutting for England.
Oh, God. That's a horrible word.
Bums and boobs everywhere. Which is why it's worrying that he was maybe playing like 15, 16, but we're going to say 18. And then Willie gets called up to the bridge.
Yeah, Skipper says, bring him to the bridge. I need to talk to him.
Yes. Skipper says they're all impressed with him and what he can do. And they want to keep him, basically. Prue and Ollie are still arguing downstairs.
I've just put Ollie goes rapey.
Yeah, he does go a bit rapey. She runs away from him. He follows her, though. Partha then finds Cliff, and he runs away from her because he doesn't want another round.
He's still recovering.
And he accidentally manages to sit in the reproduction chair.
Yeah, just because all the lights are off in the... all the lights are off in the bioscan room, so he sits in the dick chair.
And then it turns on. And the funny joke is...
I was like, they're not going to do this joke about this guy getting involuntary ass rapes, surely.
That's exactly what they do.
100% do it.
He's still fully clothed.
Yeah.
Which is the only time in this film where he is fully clothed. But he's just screaming and everything's wobbling and it's funny.
Yeah, locks him in and he's got to ride this thing.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back to Ollie and Prue, they've managed to wander into her bedroom. And they start kissing.
She's put a space dress on.
Yeah, she's managed to find some clothes.
Which seems to have put her into a trance.
Yeah, she's going into horny mode.
So she's just like, I'm giving it to you, Ollie. Come and take it.
Yeah.
Just because of my sexy space dress.
So she gets into bed and then he gets undressed.
This was the low point for me. Really slowly he gets undressed and he gives like a commentary on it. Like, there's the shirt.
Yeah.
The shoes are off now.
To the point where he gets down to his boxers, and as he's about to reveal himself, there's a drum roll. And he's like...
And then he puts his hands over his junk.
Yeah.
And we need to jump in the bed and you see everything anyway.
You do. As he jumps in the bed, you get the worst view of a dick and ball bag. It's just like not a good view of them.
There was nearly asshole.
There was not far off from being asshole. There's a lot of assholes in.
And it's the 70s. Yeah. He was not a well-kept man.
No, he didn't.
Say.
He also wasn't.
The shrubbery was on display.
How shall I say this? He also wasn't ready for what was about to happen. I should say that. It was not a good image. I feel like that one. It's only like a couple of frames, and I feel like they could have cut it out.
Yeah, because he jumps into the bed, legs akimbo, basically.
Yeah, he does, and it's the only time you see.
No one's going to look good from that angle.
It's the only time you see front bottom areas of anybody in the film. But yeah, it was like I was like, "Ooh, what the fuck!" But the drum roll to his boxers coming off was one of the funniest things. It's so stupid. Then we go back to the bridge, and Skipper and Cozy are trying to convince Willie that he should stay with them.
Yeah, come with us back to our planet.
Because I think they've decided they're going to take everybody back home.
Yeah, that was kind of happened. That conversation must have happened off camera because they're basically heading back to Earth.
We're going back to Earth
because the computer says, "Oh, we're only so far away from this planet." And I was like, "Oh, they're taking them to their planet."
Yeah,
but no, it turns out they turn round. And we're going back to Earth.
Presumably because the ship was in danger. I don't know.
Well, I thought it was because they decided
because they were going to sell all of these people.
Yeah, so I presumed it was
none of them are worthy, maybe,
worth it.
except for Willie. Yeah. Who is worth.
So they're basically trying to sweet talk him, saying, "Come back to our planet. We've got no one like you. You'll be adored.
You'll be the only man on a planet full of women."
He's like, everyone on our planet's like us, meaning female.
He needs to think about it because he's just lost his virginity and he needs to go and tell people.
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't want to go. He wants. I need to go home. I need to tell people what's happened.
Yeah, no one will believe me unless you come back with me to Earth.
Yeah.
Basically. Guy's got his priorities wrong.
Yeah, 100%. The ship's computer's still moaning about the state of the ship. That's all just going off all the time. So Partha goes off to try and fix something.
Willie says, I'll think about it. Yeah. I'll think about it. I need time to think about it.
So Partha's like, okay, well, I'll go and see if I can fix the ship. So she grabs this big green spanner and tries to fix the ship.
And she ends up getting, like, jizzed on by the engine.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ollie and Prue are now going at it. They're doing the naughty. And whilst they're at it, the ship and at it's a horrible phrase. I'm sorry.
Doing the naughty.
Doing the naughty. Let's bring that back. The ship announces that they are about to land back on Earth, and then they have a really hard landing, and they do land back on Earth. Everybody's all crashed on.
Yeah.
The bed collapses underneath them, etc., etc.
I just presumed they were in like a waterbed because it was the 70s.
Yeah, maybe. Cliff is still in this dick chair, but the crash landing manages to free him from it, so he's still screaming. He wanders off, all doubled over in pain. Leaves the ship, walks off, and walks out of the film, never to be seen.
His dog's at the bottom of the ramp.
His dog's still waiting for him at the bottom.
Picks up his dog, goes home for his fish and chips. Yeah. I bet.
Willie still can't decide what he's going to do, but the captain's like, I can't let you go until we find out the truth of how you managed to beat me in a fight.
Yeah.
Then
because he asked the jukebox for advice as well, and the jukebox just goes, "Well, just go with the flow, see what happens."
Yeah.
What's wrong with trying something new?
So he kisses the skipper, and then he goes down on his knees and heads downwards.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, I need to see what all the fuss is about."
And then he screams a little bit because he got his lip caught in a zip, and I'm pretty sure they did that because lip and zip rhyme, and that's quite funny.
Sure, if you say so.
And then he starts banging her as well.
And he decides to stay.
He does decide to stay. Prue and Ollie leave. They walk off the ship. We never see them again either. Then Cozier manages to take off the ship, make the ship take off again.
She's really happy because apparently she's never done it.
She's never done it. She's never taken the ship off before. The skipper's gone off with Willie somewhere.
They're rolling around in that massive beanbag.
Yeah, they are. What they've forgotten to do again, though, is fix the ship.
Yeah.
So they take off.
And you cut back to Partha, and she's like covered in wires and tin foil and all sorts of engineering type stuff.
Yeah, so the obvious happens at this point. The ship explodes, killing everybody. Everybody dies.
Yeah.
And then the film ends with the ship's computer and the ship's jukebox flying through space. Basically, and the computer's like, I told him this was going to happen. Yeah. What are we going to do now?
How's the computer still alive?
Yeah, that's... How's the jukebox alive in the first place? And yeah, they basically just discuss what happened as they fly off into space together. The end.
What's the point in this?
What is the fucking point in this movie?
It's just titillation, isn't it?
Yeah, it's literally made for men to sit in a
old men in going down to Soho.
Yeah.
Trench coats, back of a dirty cinema.
Yeah.
Wanking off.
Yeah, that's exactly why this film was made, and that's why it was this, and that's what it was used for in the 70s. It was
never on TV.
It wasn't on TV until it was released on DVD in 2008. So I presume because this director's got some sort of cool horror following, that's...
Completists
exactly
wanted this.
And then it's found a life on Netflix.
Why is it on Netflix?
I've no idea.
You can't tell me someone at Netflix has gone, watched it first and gone, yeah, that'll be a really good addition to our catalogue.
No way.
I can't believe someone at Netflix has watched this.
No, Netflix
can't have happened.
Netflix don't know this movie's there. They can't.
Surely.
They can't. What's happened is they've bought some sort of production company or a job lot of DVDs at some point. It's come in the package with something else and they've just uploaded it.
Who's watched this on Netflix?
Not many. There's only 600 reviews on IMDb.
I would love to know how many times this has been watched on.
I wish you could. I wish
there
was a way of finding out.
And if you've watched it more than once, maybe we should send the police round.
Get yourself sorted out. Get a therapist or something. I don't know. I think there's an alarm's gone off at Netflix this morning and said 2 people watched Spaced Out last night.
Yeah.
What's Spaced Out? I wouldn't be surprised if this movie gets removed in the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we've watched it.
It's just... I mean... I know the world's pretty shit now, but... What...
This isn't even...
How is it that this is how people used to get their rocks off?
Yeah, that's what I mean. The internet's an amazing thing.
It's so grim.
Yeah.
It's really grim.
It's horrible.
I know porn is grim.
Porn is grim anyway,
but this is
horrible.
For this to be dressed up as like a Can you imagine? Right, I'm gonna go really dark. Okay. Can you imagine having to go to a point where you'd have to go to a cinema on your own and you'd just be? I'd imagine no one sat next to each other. Right?
I would hope not.
But a couple of chairs in between, mate, and all you can hear is that.
Oh, don't. No.
Just dudes.
I think I'd rather do it in a park in a bus stop.
Dudes with long coats, just like.
I'm sure it still happens today. I'm sure there's places out there that do it.
Sure, it does.
I don't even know how we can discuss this as a movie because it just isn't. It's just. I don't know. I don't know what to even say. It's finally happened. We're 9 seasons in, and we've had to pretty much just review a porno. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that's just happened. Yeah. I'm not going to ask you what the best thing about it is, because the jukebox, Bob Saget's
the inanimate object,
and I can't ask you what you'd change about it because this movie doesn't get made today anyway. So I don't know. I mean, do we just stop now and forget this ever happened? And just pretend we never did it?
Look, we are at the mercy of Robin the randomizer. Yeah. And she has not been kind this week.
He hasn't. But in his defense, this movie's on Netflix and
it's fair game.
It's fair game. It's at the bottom of the stream and I certainly hadn't heard of it before. I'm pretty sure you hadn't.
Is there anything else like this on there? That is the other question that popped into my mind.
What if this has come free to Netflix with something else? What is that it's come with?
Yeah, what deal was it part of?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Yeah. I wonder if we look for the director, if any of his other stuff's on there. Maybe his horror stuff's on there.
Maybe.
Don't know. I'll do some research, see if I can figure out if any of his other stuff's on there. Right, stream table.
Should we read through what the current status of the table is?
Yeah, I'll read through. There's 12 films in the
We're essentially halfway through the season now.
We are, yeah. We are, absolutely. So there's 12 films currently in the stream table. At number 12 is Buddy Games. At number 11 is Here Are the Young Men. At number 10 is Freaks, You're One of Us. At number 9 is Mercy. At number 8 is Sweet Girl. At number 7 is Still Time. Number 6 is Cadaver. Number 5 is Catty Catty. Number 4 is Don't Listen. Number 3 is Against the Ice. Number 2 is The Humans. And currently top of the stream is Warriors of Future.
Your wildcard choice.
My wildcard choice still remains at the top of the stream. Can I start this week?
Please do.
All 12 of those movies are movies.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
I didn't think I would say this season. I genuinely didn't think I would say this season. I think this is worse than the Buddy Game.
Right, and that's all this comes down to.
Yeah, it is.
Is it bottom or is it just above the Buddy Games? And I would happily hear the arguments for both.
Agreed.
Because they are both woeful.
Yes, they are both terrible.
Two of the worst things we've ever seen on this show.
But the thing is...
We've got some good competition.
But the thing is, Buddy Games is a film. This is pornography.
And is there any artistic merit in this movie?
No.
Is there anything?
They stole footage from 2 other films. They made a spaceship out of scaffolding and plastic bags. And
I bet George Lucas doesn't know this exists.
Maybe we should tell him. Next time we see him.
Wait, he doesn't know Star Wars anymore. He doesn't own it anymore. But yeah.
I didn't think I would recommend a film going below Buddy Games this season. I genuinely thought this wasn't... I didn't think there was anything on Netflix worse than Buddy Games that we hadn't already seen. This has to go below Buddy Games.
I agree with your logic. I agree that... And I think that's a good reason to put it below Buddy Games is the fact this is technically probably not a movie. I agree where you're putting it. I have a slightly different reason for putting it in the same place.
Okay.
And that is just because at least you can watch Buddy Games.
Yeah.
Like, some proper thoughts gone into Buddy Games and they've come up with that.
Yeah.
Which is mind-boggling in itself. This is just a skin flick.
Yeah, it's just a story around some porn scenes.
Yeah.
Softcore porn scene.
And I would I would put it below Buddy Games.
It has to go below Buddy Games.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch one again, you're going to watch Buddy Games again. As much as you don't want to, you can't be seen to be watching this out of choice.
I haven't got anything against a good sex scene if it adds things.
There wasn't any.
But that's it.
It wasn't even
good
sex.
Even the porn in this movie is no good.
Yeah, it's just, you only see ladies' boobs and men's bums, and they're just wobbling around all over the place.
There's no choreography to the sex, is there?
Oh, can we not start reviewing the sex?
It's
bad enough we've had to review the film.
It's just wobbling around on an airbed.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And people got paid for it, I guess. For being in this movie. I hope they did.
It wasn't actual sex.
No.
It's not that sort of porn.
No. This was, like, you've referred to a couple of those movies, like those confessions movies.
Yeah.
These are like a level down from that.
Yeah, they weren't this.
No. They had some, like you said, some comedic merit to it, however small. This is just...
Yeah.
This is a knockoff of those movies.
Yeah, it's a parody of a parody of a parody.
Yeah.
It has to go below Buddy Games.
Yeah, I agree.
It just has to.
I hated
Genuinely. I'm glad it was only an hour and 14 minutes.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
It didn't fly by.
No.
Put it that way.
I genuinely didn't think we'd get anything worse than Buddy Games this season, and I'm shocked and appalled that it's happened. And it is making me question whether we just stop. So hopefully Robin can pull us back. Shall we see what Robin's got for us?
Yes, please.
What do you want to watch?
I mean, literally anything. Just a palate cleanser. I don't care what the genre is.
Just something that's not that.
I don't care if it's 3 hours long. Just get me something that is not this.
Okay.
I want to move on, please.
Deal. It has picked a movie called Girlfriend's Day. Any ideas?
I don't know about this movie. I am familiar. I can picture the thumbnail because I feel like it has been on our long list.
Feels like it's been on our long list for a very long time.
For a long time. And I can picture a person as well.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure who the star of this movie is. And I will leave it for you to reveal that.
Okay. I'm just bringing it up on IMDb now. Bear with me. So Girlfriend's Day was released in 2017. So 15, and it is a Netflix original. Do you want the synopsis?
Yes, please.
It's a comedy drama.
That'll do me.
Or a dramedy, as they're now known, apparently. In a city where greeting card writers are celebrated like movie stars, romance writer Ray used to be the king. In trying to recapture the feelings that once made him the greatest, he gets entangled in a web of murder and deceit as writers vie to create the perfect card for a new holiday, Girlfriend's Day.
Okay.
Sounds interesting.
It does. That's a good synopsis.
It is a good synopsis.
Once, well written.
Yeah. Do you want to know who's in it?
Yes, please.
Bob Odenkirk.
Lovely stuff.
Absolutely. Amber Tamblyn.
Okay.
What a great name to say, Amber Tamblyn.
That's a nice one.
Stacey Keach. You will recognise him if you saw his photo, I'm sure. There's quite a few people in this.
Cool.
Larry Fessenden's in it. He's always
love
great.
him.
Natasha Lyonne's in it.
Oh, fantastic.
She's got to have some sort of record of being on this show now. She seems like she's been on it for loads. Andy Richter. There's loads of people in this movie. Also, it's only an hour and 5 minutes long.
Oh, really?
That's even shorter than this week's porn. So, yeah, that's a very short movie. So, yeah, you might be getting another short movie episode next week. Apologies. This one's going to go short, and I'm pretty sure next week's is as well.
I reckon we've definitely got it in us to make a movie episode as long as the movie, and this might give us a chance to do that.
Oh, I like that idea. So yeah,
but it won't be this one, as in the one you're currently listening to, because I want to talk about this movie no more. No more.
We are done with this movie. So go out and watch Girlfriend's Day, and in the meantime, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever it's called these days, and Letterboxd at BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email, our email address is bottomofthestream@gmail.com, and our website is bottomofthestream.com. On our website, you'll find every episode we've ever recorded, loads of other cool stuff, all of the stream tables, and you can even get some merch if you want to buy a Bottom of the Stream.
Well, it's
cool. Nice.
How much would you want that?
What, the actual sentient one, or just a normal jukebox?
It's a normal one.
Yeah, quite a lot.
Just
kind of Alexa is kind of a jukebox these days.
Yeah, but you want one that's got all the bots branding on it.
Yeah, true.
Custom.
So yeah, go and buy yourself one of them if you want. After you've done that, head over to Patreon, patreon.com/bottom of the stream. On there for £5 every month, you will get early access to the movie show episodes. You will get loads of cool stuff. You get a poster through the post. You will get exclusive access into our Discord private area, and you will get a wild card, which means 1 week of a season. You can pick the movie. We'll watch it. We'll talk about it. And if you pick the best one of the season, you'll win a prize.
You sure will.
And then when you've done that, head over to Discord. The Discord is a wonderful group of wonderful people who will literally talk to you about anything. We play games in there. We did a watch along last Sunday. We watched Birdemic. We do one the first Sunday of every month. So yeah, we have loads of cool times in the Discord, so come along and join us. The Discord link will be in the bottom of the show notes.
If you can spare a few minutes, please consider leaving us a review or a rating anywhere you can review and rate podcasts, because it just puts us in front of people's eyes and in their ears. And all we want to do is make new friends, spread the word about some of these hidden gems. Maybe not Spaced Out, but them's the breaks.
It's hidden, but it should stay hidden.
That's what happens when you randomise these choices every week.
It is.
You've got to take the rough with the smooth. You can find us anywhere that you get your podcasts, places like Spotify, Podbean, Podchaser, Apple Podcasts, and all the others. There's hundreds. We're on them. Come find us.
I want to say one more thing about Spaced Out.
Yes?
I'm pretty sure. Do you think we're the only podcast in the world that has ever reviewed this movie?
I would say there's a fair chance.
I think we might.
And if we're not, I think it would have to be a pretty niche podcast.
Like this one.
No, more niche.
Do you think there's a podcast out there that reviews 70s softcore pornography?
I mean, yeah.
There must be.
Yeah, there must be.
Anyway, that is the last word we're ever going to mention on Spaced Out.
But yeah, I like to think, yeah. No one's ever done it before.
No one's ever done it before.
Yeah.
So that's what you get when you come to bottom of the stream. So yeah, go ahead and do all of everything we've just said. And then we'll be back on Monday for The Wave and next Thursday for the movie show.
Cheers.
Bye.